CertaPro came at a point in my life where I was able to take my leadership, I think, to the next level, where I had some good experience, 15 years in a corporate life, and then you do it in a small business environment. And, I've always worked for small businesses. I think that's a huge key, too. Like, you may not be able to offer everything that somebody else may be able to offer, benefit packages or pay or even. So I think you really got to have a culture where people want to be there and really want to work with you.
You have to attract people somewhat like yourself, not necessarily exactly like you, but somewhat like yourself. That they say, no, I'm going to see the opportunity to work. Probably in a small business, you're doing 5 different things rather than just one thing.
Right.
And there's some people that are going to love that. Other people aren't.
And other people aren't, right? And in a way, it's how you treat them, too. Like, but it goes both ways. So, I know how my interactions with my family is, and I see other people's, and it's a little different, right? Like, my kids are held accountable. In a business environment, your people who are working for you are held accountable, too. And some people really thrive on that, and some people don't. And I feel like, in a lot of ways, we all have our different opinions about what generation is the hardest workers or the Z's, the X's. It's us, right?
It's always the older ones.
It is, right? And so, that's a thing you have to adapt to as well. People have different needs that they want, and customers do too. And customers are changing, people are changing, and you got to kind of, you got to stick with what you know is right. You got to know how to run a good business and what makes successful, but you got to have that ability to adapt as well. And I think we're always doing that. I'm not perfect at it. I need to grow a lot as well.
I definitely am about this far away from perfect at it. I grew up in a very disciplined environment, whether it's at home or for a boss where you didn't really think what satisfaction was I getting out of this. It was mostly, is my boss happy with what I'm doing? And if he is, then I'll do a good job. Or if she's not happy with what I'm doing, then I'm doing a bad job.
Yep. And sometimes that was your only way of knowing if you're doing good or not.
Yeah.
Right? There's no metrics, there's no dashboards, there's no system. It's like, did I yell at today?
and people, today have a much different expectation. I mean, they really have, they want to have a career plan. They want to have a path. They want to have somebody nurture their various abilities. They don't want to just do it a certain way.
Sure.
And so I think it causes folks like us to say, okay, well, that was great leadership when I was in high school or college.
Yep.
That's probably not great. It's not the exact same form of great leadership today.
Right. And right or wrong, like, you could feel really good about your leadership style and what you think is successful, but, things happen along the way where you kind of pump the brakes a little bit and go like, maybe that is something that,
if you run up the hill and there's nobody running behind you, you eventually figure out it's me.
There's a problem there, right? And so that's the kind of part where I think you check and have people around you that can tell you that in a constructive way, right? And you earn their trust, they earn your trust, and that's the key to I think what makes a good team as well.